July 9th, a defendant, Tirza, I want to make sure I get this right, Linson, was arrested for the murder of a 68-year-old male here in Floyd County, Indiana. She was brought up to court today. No bond was given, and trial dates were set. I want to emphasize that the Indiana State Police did a phenomenal job in their investigation, but I also want to commend the Jeffersonville Police Department, who were also involved in this investigation. They did an exceptional job of not only, according to the PC, of keeping the community safe, but also the defendant safe. And I just want to, again, enunciate what a great job the Jeffersonville Police Department did. New Albany Police Department, as always, exceptional job. According to the PC, they went to the residence, checked on the victim, and cleared the house to make sure there were no other victims. At this time, these are all the charges we anticipate coming forward. We do not anticipate any other defendants in this case. So I'm going to turn it over to Elizabeth Stigdon. She is my Chief Deputy Prosecuting Attorney. Thank you.
On July 9th, officers from the Jefferson Police Department responded to the Meyer parking lot where they made contact with female Tirza Linson, who's the defendant who's been charged in this case. At that time, she allegedly made statements which caused concern that she may have harmed someone here in Floyd County. So at that point, officers made contact with the New Albany Police Department. Officers from New Albany responded to an address, a residential address here on 11th Street, where they located the deceased male victim in this case, who had apparent head wounds. At that point, the suspect, the defendant, was detained by the Jeffersonville Police Department, and the Indiana State Police took over the investigation with the assistance of the New Albany Police Department and the Jeffersonville Police Department. They began to process the scene at that residence and the vehicle there at the Meyer parking lot. And again, we want to commend all of these agencies and the Clark County Dispatch for working together to quickly locate the victim and detain the suspect and keep the community safe.
So the suspect was detained at the Meyer while the investigation was happening at the home in Floyd County?
That's correct. She was in contact with the Jeffersonville Police Department. Upon discovery of the victim, she was then detained.
Emotionally, your detectives have now seen recently 2 homicides within this month, or at least the end of June. What can you just say about just needing to process things like this as a team?
They do. I mean, it does take an effect on them. They are human beings. These are emotional cases. These are things that most people don't see in their lifetime, and they see these things on, a fairly consistent basis. Not as often as many agencies, because again, Floyd County is a very safe place to be, so we don't have as many homicides as other places, but they do see their fair share, and it does take a toll, but they do lean on each other, and they do have the support of this community, and that means a lot to them as well.
Molly, that's a great question, because the last 3 weeks, as Chief Deputy Sigden said, that it has been an intense 3 weeks for our community. But that's why we have the great police officers, and this prosecuting office seeks to hold justice for these victims in our community. And I just want to echo what the Chief Deputy said on that point. I'll turn it back.
Was there any indication, I mean, a lot of people seem to kind of want to know why. Was there any indication that this was a self-defense or anything, or was this a kind of psychosis episode? I mean, what can you say?
So some of those details are still under investigation, so I don't want to comment too much on those details, but there is some information about motive that we have, but those specific details are still under investigation, still being fleshed out at this point. So we want to let the investigation take its course as to those aspects at this point.
And in terms of relationship, that's still obviously under investigation as well, the relationship between the two?
That's right. We're uncertain of the exact relationship between the two of them, so that's still under investigation. Yes?
Do you have any other questions?
Anything else you'd like to add that we didn't think to ask you?
just thank you very much for taking the time on this. These are always important on our community, and we want to keep the community aware that we are at work and we care about this community and keeping it safe. Again, these are mere allegations. I want to remind you of that. The defendant is presumed innocent until or unless proven guilty in a court of law. Any other questions for Ms. Stigner or myself? All right, thank you very much.